up, you beautiful bastards? Hope you're having a fantastic Thursday. Welcome back to the Philip DeFranco Show, and let's just jump into it. And the first thing I want to talk about today is the fast food company McDonald's coming under fire this week. McDonald's has put out an ad that is very special. It starts off with a young boy looking through a box. A box we find out is filled with his dead father's stuff. And so then he asks his mom,
Mom,
Yes, love?
what was Dad like?
and she tells him,
Big and cuddly, your dad. Tall as an house. With big, big hands.
and for the next 45 seconds, the mother and son bond talking about his father. And then the commercial ends with them sitting at McDonald's and the mom saying,
What was your dad's favourite, too? Tartar sauce. Well down his chin.
just like his son. Oh! As this video came out and people said that McDonald's was shameless, they were disgusting, they were offensive, and well, I'm not personally offended by this commercial. This is some of the most emotionally exploitive bullshit I've seen in a long time. Like that Kendall Jenner Pepsi commercial is still incredibly ridiculous. Pepsi all of a sudden makes everything better. A drink that can unite young millennial protesters with cops. I mean, so many people were angry at that Kendall Jenner Pepsi commercial because, you know, there's a lot of anger and all of a sudden a Pepsi is gonna make everything okay. This McDonald's commercial is essentially like, hey, you know how you have that hole in your heart because your dad died? Fill it with a fish fillet. It fills your stomach and your heart. You're getting double the filling for the same single price. And while I am making fun of McDonald's, a big point I want to get across to you is that I think if you are somewhat aware, you realize that emotional manipulation is really one of the biggest pillars in advertising in general. It's just that, like Pepsi, they focused on a negative emotion and then somehow tried to connect that their product will make it better. Which makes sense if your product is medication, you show a parent they're worried about their child, they're sick, this is the first time. But oh, now I don't have to worry about it because I can give them medicine. Pepsi and or McDonald's is not going to solve your problem unless your problem is you don't have enough empty calories in your diet. It's just bullshit, and people more than ever are aware of bullshit and will call out bullshit. And that's on top of the people who are professionally offended, so you're taking shots from all sides. But that's it. But from that, I want to share some stuff I love today, and today in Awesome brought to you by The Boys Will Be Boys, ... But girls can also be boys if they want. I mean, I don't want to offend anyone. I mean, also gender identity can be a little bit fluid. I mean, I'm just not gonna sell this shirt. Sure, that was a joke that we made yesterday, and then people were like, sell that shirt! So, for most likely the only time ever for the next few days, link down below, you can snag one, either a shirt or a hoodie for. I told the team, I don't think you guys actually want to buy it, but I'm more than happy to be proven wrong. Also, side note, as a reminder to those of you that are signed up to DeFrancoElite.com, you have your coupon code now in that. It saves you 20%, which is around $4 for a shirt, and oh, maybe I didn't think this through. On a hoodie, it actually saves you $8, so if you have a $5 account, you can actually save over $3. Whatever, I already put the code out there, I'm not gonna take it back. Main point, if you want one, snag one while you can. And the first bit of awesome, if you are a fan of Destiny, Dad, I am talking to you. I know you probably have about 3,000 hours clocked into this game. There's a big announcement and reveal of the Destiny 2 gameplay trailer, although while live streaming this to around 400,000 people, it crashed. But this show ain't live and we have the gameplay trailer for you. With it also coming to PC, I might jump back into this. Then we got gameplay footage for ARMS on the Nintendo Switch. This is a game I never thought I wanted, and now all I can do is think about it. There's a bunch of footage of gameplay out there now. If you have a Nintendo Switch, they also announced beta dates so you can test this before the official release. I'm excited. The Switch in general has made traveling so much more fun. Then we had Silicon Valley's Thomas Middleditch going on Hot Ones. And once again, this show is just bringing me two things that I love and combining them. Thank you. Then we got a new trailer for Mummy Impossible. The Mummy. Here's the deal. This movie has the potential to be incredibly dumb, but I know I'm probably gonna enjoy it because Tom Cruise is in it and it's action. When it comes to entertainment, I'm simple like that. And if you want to see the full versions of everything I just shared, the secret link of the day, anything at all, links as always are in the description down below. And then let's talk about the updates around the Turkey Embassy brawl, if we're gonna call it a brawl, even though it was really more of an assault. If you missed yesterday's show, to bring you back up to speed, there were US citizens protesting the Turkish president being here in the United States, and then supporters of the Turkish president, including his own bodyguards, attacked protesters, and this wasn't just a report on the ground from the protesters that were being beaten. The DC police chief said that the violence against the protesters was unprovoked. In case you missed what these bodyguards did, here's a little highlight reel. So in response to that, the Turkish embassy released this statement saying the demonstrators began aggressively provoking Turkish American citizens who had peacefully assembled to greet the president. The Turkish Americans responded in self-defense and one of them was seriously injured. What? Are you aware there's video evidence? Also, what part of this is self-defense? Also, something so fantastic is in less than a day, Turkey already contradicted themselves. Their embassy said people had to defend themselves, but their state-run news agency said to their people, police did not heed made Turkish demands to intervene. Erdogan's security team and Turkish citizens moved in and dispersed them. Once again, this is my opinion here, but you look so full of shit. So what is it? You disperse them, or it was self-defense? Or is it technically self-defense because the best defense is a good offense? Or is this a garbage bullshit argument from garbage bullshit people? It feels a little bit like the latter to me. Now, in response to this incident, the US State Department released a statement saying, "Violence is never an appropriate response to free speech, and we support the rights of people everywhere to free expression and peaceful protest. We are communicating our concern to the Turkish government in the strongest possible terms." Also, House Foreign Affairs Committee Chairman Ed Royce sent a letter to Attorney General Jeff Sessions saying, "To send a clear message that these acts of violence will not be tolerated, I ask that you immediately look into this matter and bring all appropriate criminal charges before these individuals leave the United States. Agents of foreign governments should never be immune from prosecution for felonious behavior." And Senator John McCain had some choice words saying,
"We should throw their ambassador the hell out of the United States of America. This kind of thing cannot go unresponded to diplomatically."
And you can say what you want about John McCain, but I agree with him here. I'll end this story like I did yesterday. Fuck Erdogan, that golem-looking motherfucker. Fuck his bodyguards, they're nothing but thugs in suits. And fuck anyone not standing up for American citizens who were beaten by the lackeys of a foreign power. And then let's jump down today's President Trump rabbit hole. I don't even know where to start. Actually, I do know. Last night, the Department of Justice announced that former FBI Director Robert Mueller is being appointed to oversee the investigation of Russian election interference. He's the special counselor who will now lead the Russia probe. And this appointment was reportedly made by Rod Rosenstein, the Deputy Attorney General. And in general, Republicans and Democrats were happy with this pick. Robert Mueller was a Republican who was nominated and confirmed in 2001, which of course was under the Bush administration. Then under the Obama administration, not only did he finish his 10 years, but Barack Obama asked him to stay on 2 more years. And then in 2013, he was replaced by James Comey. And so for many, that checks off the box of, yes, you have enough experience, and yes, we feel like you're going to be fair because you have worked under a Republican and a Democratic White House. Although there were vocal Democrats saying that they were worried if Jeff Sessions, the Attorney General, and the Deputy Attorney General Rosenstein, if they were going to give Mueller enough resources. But we'll have to wait and see. The main thing, I hope, is that we just get some clarity. So we have that. And so in connection to Mueller's appointment, we have to talk about a few other things. Mueller's appointment is a very interesting choice. He is such a strong choice. And so people have started debating why you would pick such a strong choice. The first being that Donald Trump just wants to prove that he's innocent. Get this stuff behind him. The other argument being that if he picked anyone other than someone like this, it would be political suicide. You have Trump firing James Comey, at first saying it was because of the recommendations from his Deputy Attorney General and his Attorney General, which was weird because the FBI and obviously the director of the FBI were looking into the Russia story. The Attorney General Jeff Sessions had to recuse himself from the Russia probe. And so then the Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein was there holding the torch of blame, until Trump then later said in an interview it wasn't because of the recommendations like he wrote in the letter. He'd already made his mind up. But then that ends up also being the same Rod Rosenstein that has now appointed Mueller. Also, one of the reasons for the Mueller pick may have been because of the Comey memo. The Comey memo, if you don't know, is a memo from James Comey after he talked to Donald Trump. Reportedly, Comey alleges Trump said, "I hope you see your way clear to letting this go, to letting Flynn go. He is a good guy. I hope you can let this go." Which Comey said, "I replied only, I agree he is a good guy." So this blew up. Then the White House denied this version of events in a statement saying, "While the president has repeatedly expressed his view that General Flynn is a decent man who served and protected our country, the president has never asked Mr. Comey or anyone else to end any investigation, including any investigation involving General Flynn. The president has the utmost respect for our law enforcement agencies and all investigations. This is not a truthful or accurate portrayal of the conversation between the president and Mr. Comey." Now, an interesting thing here is if you look at Donald Trump's tweets, it looks like he was aware that Comey might do something. Before the memo reports came out, Donald Trump tweeted, "James Comey better hope there are no tapes of our conversations before he starts leaking to the press." But now, seemingly because of Donald Trump's tweet and the release of the alleged Comey memo, the Senate Judiciary Committee is requesting the White House turn over any recordings they have of conversations between May 2nd and May 24th. The ranking members of the committee writing, "Last week, the president tweeted a message implying that the White House may have recordings of interactions with Mr. Comey, specifically requesting any recordings, transcripts, notes, summaries, and memoranda related to conversations between Comey and Trump." This is all happening while ranking members of the Senate Intelligence Committee and the House Committee of Oversight and Government Reform are demanding from the FBI any more memos related to Comey and Trump. And as someone that just wants more information, I say yes. If more of the memos exist, if there are actual recordings from the White House, all we do is learn more about the real situation. Sounds like someone's lying, and the more information we have, the better. Then, on the topic of recorded conversations, let's talk about the GOP lawmakers who were recorded talking about Trump. According to the Washington Post, they obtained a secret recording from a private meeting between House GOP leaders that happened on Capitol Hill mid-last year. The Washington Post said they then listened, they verified, and transcribed the recording. There are 4 people identified in the transcript: Speaker of the House, Paul Ryan; House Majority Leader, Kevin McCarthy; House Majority Whip, Steve Scalise; and Conference Chair, Kathy McMorris Rodgers. Here's how the recorded conversation allegedly went. While talking about Russia, yes, the propaganda. My big takeaway from that trip was just how sophisticated the propaganda propaganda. It's very sophisticated. Coming out of Russia and Putin, very sophisticated. This isn't just about Ukraine. So yeah, it is a way, it's really messaging. You know, it's a propaganda war. Russia is trying to turn Ukraine against itself. Yes, and it's sophisticated and it's maniacal. Yes. And guess who's the only one taking a strong stand up against it? We are. We're not, but we're not. I'll guarantee you that's what it is. The Russians hacked the DNC and got the Oppo research that they had on Trump. McCarthy laughs. The Russians hacked the DNC to get Oppo on Trump and delivered it to who? There's two people I think Putin pays. Rohrabacher and Trump. Laughter. Swear to God. This is off the record. Laughter. No leaks. Laughter. All right? Laughter. This is how we know we're a real family here. That's how you know that we're tight. Laughter. What's said in the family stays in the family. Now, when asked about this, a spokesman for Paul Ryan said that never happened. A spokesman for McCarthy saying the idea that McCarthy would assert this is absurd and false. But then when the Washington Post informed them that they did have a recording of this, Paul Ryan's spokesman said this entire year-old exchange was clearly an attempt at humor. No one believed the majority leader was seriously asserting that Donald Trump or any of our members were being paid by the Russians. And to this, I have to say, without hearing the recording, the amount of laughter near the end when they're talking about these things, it could be taken out of context. It could be a joke. That said, it also does seem sketchy if someone goes, that never happened, you have evidence, it was a joke. You should believe that it was a joke, even though I just lied and or misinformed you. Then we got the news that according to sources, the Trump campaign had 18 undisclosed contacts with the Russians. And this reportedly included now former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn and other advisors, making at least 18 calls and emails during the last 7 months of the 2016 presidential race. This reportedly coming from current and former U.S. officials who are familiar with the exchanges. 6 of the previously undisclosed contacts were reportedly between Sergei Kislyak, the Russia ambassador to the United States, and Trump advisors including Flynn. 4 current U.S. officials adding conversations between Flynn and Kislyak accelerated after the November 8th vote as the two discussed establishing a back channel for communication between Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin that could bypass the U.S. national security bureaucracy, which both sides considered hostile to improved relations. And with this article, Reuters said that the White House did not respond to requests for comment. Flynn's lawyer also declined to comment, and a Russian foreign official also declined to comment. So definitely, as far as public perception, this adds a lot of fuel to the fire, but a big thing of note with this story, it's listed in the report, but I haven't seen a ton of people running with this as well. The officials who said they have seen these contacts said that they see no evidence of wrongdoing or collusion between the campaign and Russia in the communications reviewed so far. And then, how is this not done yet? Then we had a bigger focus on Michael Flynn, and that's because there were claims that the Trump administration knew that Flynn was under investigation before he took his role. And for today's news, this is a big deal for 2 reasons. And the first is that Vice President Mike Pence is standing against the claim that he knew anything about Michael Flynn being investigated before all of this. A spokesman for Mike Pence saying, the Vice President stands by his comments in March upon first hearing the news regarding General Flynn's ties to Turkey, which is that he told Fox News, this is the first time I'm hearing about this. And the Vice President fully supports the President's decision to ask for General Flynn's resignation. And it's also big news because now there are allegations that Flynn told Susan Rice, Obama's national security advisor, to delay approving a mission that the net result was in the benefit of Turkey, while not having declared himself as a foreign agent and after receiving around $600,000 in payment. And the issue with that around $600,000 is apparently it was a deal between Flynn and a Turkish businessman to fund an influence campaign against an enemy of the Turkish government. And so all of that is happening, coming out, being discussed, all while, as of filming this video, it is not certain if Michael Flynn is going to cooperate with a congressional subpoena. According to committee chairman Richard Burr, initially saying General Flynn's lawyers said he would not honor the subpoena, and that's not a surprise to the committee, but we'll figure out on General Flynn what the next step is, if any. Then later saying General Flynn's attorneys have not yet indicated their intentions regarding the Senate Intelligence Committee subpoena. And the subpoena in question was issued to force Flynn to turn over all documents related to the panel's probe into alleged Russian meddling in the 2016 election, including possible ties between the Kremlin and the presidential campaigns. And scene. My mind feels a little bit like Jell-O right now. Now, to Donald Trump's claim today that he put out on Twitter that this is the single greatest witch hunt of a politician in American history, I don't personally agree. The timing and decisions and certain pieces being where they were at the time, it's very concerning, especially with everything around Michael Flynn. I am not saying that there is collusion, but I want more information, I want more answers, and I think a lot of others do too. But of course, this is the Philip DeFranco Show. I talk about the news, and separately I give my opinion, and then I want to know yours. So in the comments down below, whether it be about this giant last story, the first one, anything in between, let me know what you're thinking. Whew, that's the end of today's show. And remember, if you liked this video, you like what I do on this channel, hit that like button. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Also, if you missed yesterday's Philip DeFranco Show, you can click or tap right there to watch that. If you want to see the newest vlog, click or tap right there. But that said, of course, as always, my name's Philip DeFranco. You've just been filled in. I love yo faces, and I'll see you tomorrow.